overtime. So we're just gonna have a little fun talking about general NBA stuff. We've been following NBA since we were kids. Just we've seen a lot, but we're just gonna talk about like favorite things. And here we go.
All right. So I'm pretty sure we've done this before in another video, but we're gonna do it again. We're gonna reveal our top 5 favorite players of all time in the NBA. So past, present, future. Mostly past. I don't know what I'm saying.
Yeah.
But yeah, so
who's your top 5, Matt?
Okay. I want you to go first.
You want me to go first?
You wanna go one by one?
Nah, let's do
top 5? No, let's do one by one.
One by one? Okay, here we go. This is gonna be fun.
Okay, so I'll go first.
Yeah.
Steve Nash. A lot of people who didn't watch the NBA back in the day would know that Steve Nash was probably the best point guard.
He was nice
at that time. Best white boy next to John Stockton. Yeah. Steve Nash was back-to-back
MVP.
And back-to-back MVP.
Controversial.
Yeah, my favorite player growing up because my dad used to make me watch him a lot because when I was playing in middle school, high school, my handles and IQ was terrible. So he would make me watch Steve Nash and how he controls the game and how he passes the ball.
Yeah.
And his shooting ability is very underrated. That motherfucker's clutch when he needs to be.
90% free throw shooter.
Yep.
Easy.
One of the top 5 players to not get a ring, in my opinion.
Really? Okay.
Yeah, I'll put him top 5. Yeah, Steve Nash, white goat. The best white player of all time.
Really? Okay, questionable.
Besides Larry Bird, I'll put Steve Nash up there.
Canadian, Santa Clara. He went to Santa Clara. Didn't have a lot of hype going into it. Like I remember him in the Dallas Maverick days versus like.
Yeah, I didn't watch him in the Mavericks though.
Oh yeah,
yeah.
He was nice. He was a nice 3-point shooter.
Because they only played there for like 3 years, right?
Yeah, I think a lot of praise goes to Curry. But I think Nash and the Phoenix Suns really changed like how the NBA teams are now,
right?
Because they play at such a fast pace, and like Mike D'Antoni is all about offense, and or Mike Antoni, like that. Those Phoenix Suns were orchestrated by like Steve Nash, like his passes to Amari Stoudemire, like behind the back. He's literally had.
He's the master of the pick and roll.
Yeah, dude.
We didn't talk about that in the other video, but Mike D'Antoni is the reason why Houston's not going to go far this season.
Because he's not there no more.
I know, but that's the reason why they didn't go far at all.
Yeah.
So Phoenix and Houston, the way he coaches is not good enough for that.
And Nash too, like sadly, like he ended his career with like didn't have much playing in the Lakers because he was hurt all the time.
Yeah, I was hoping he would get a ring there.
Yeah,
that was disappointing.
I think, but just Nash's IQ, it's just unmatched as a pure point guard during the 2000s.
Right.
Other than like J Kidd, but Nash is nice. He's nice.
My number 5.
Can you be MVP like Steve Nash? Do you remember Promiscuous?
Oh, yeah. Furtado? Yeah. I was like, weird line. All right, Mike, who's your number 5?
Ooh, okay.
I think our number 1's going to be the same.
My number 5 favorite player, growing up, kind of like Nash, but a little bit before it. He's like the modern day Pistol Pete Maravich, but he is the white chocolate. Yes. Jason Williams from Sacramento Kings. That's why I'm a huge Kings fan, because I remember seeing Jay Will his rookie year, just having that flavor to his game. And dude, they watch all his NBA highlights. They always repeat his highlights. Just behind the back, the elbow pass. Yeah. Like, dude used to practice with like weights on his hands, and he was nice with Chris Webber. He was fast, and he always took like the fast break 3-pointer, which wasn't a thing back then. And like he was nice, dude. I love his game. And
if there's ever an and one player in the NBA, I'll put white chocolate up there.
White chocolate is nice, man. You gotta watch that. Those are handles, and dude has like when he throws passes. I love throwing like assists. I love throwing bullet passes because of Jay Will. But Jay Will's my guy. Shout out to White Chocolate.
Number 5.
Or number 4. Who's your number 4?
All right, number 4 for me is Reggie Miller.
Okay.
So another NBA player who has not received a ring during his career, but definitely deserved one. In my opinion, matched with MJ for certain reasons. Shooting wise, one of the best of all time, top 3. I used to base my game off him. He was known for getting open, so one of the best off the ball shooters of all time. And Reggie Miller had that mentality. He just didn't have the team to take him hella far, but he had it.
choke on these nuts, Spike Lee.
The Knicks killer. Reggie Miller. I wish he's also one of the very few to stay with a franchise his whole career. So
like 18
Pacers,
years, yeah.
right? So he's up there with Kobe and whatchamacallit?
Dirk.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Dirk Nowitzki. So Reggie Miller's my number 4.
Yeah, I think Reggie Miller too is his sister Cheryl Miller was like so big time in like women's sports, and like he lived up to the pressure, and he's so clutch. Mm-hmm. He's clutch in the playoffs, and
that's why I'm saying he was just like MJ because his upbringing, a lot of competition with his siblings pushed him. So because I remember that it was the first take that he did one.
What do you mean?
There was a documentary he had.
Oh, he had Miller time.
Yeah,
like
Miller
it was
time.
30 for 30, I think.
Yeah, he was saying that in high school he had a really good game, and then his sister scored like 70.
No, 100.
Oh, it was 100. Oh shit, never mind.
Yeah, Reggie Miller's nice.
Yeah, it's crazy. So he had all the abilities. It's just that MJ was dominating during that time, and then the Lakers and San Antonio were coming up, so he just didn't have the window to reach a championship. But shout outs to Reggie Miller. He's still he's on TNT a lot.
Yeah, NBA analyst, and he has a new commercial.
And he's actually really good as an analyst.
Yeah,
I love
Reggie. So number 4 for me is Allen Iverson. AI is like a fucking cold-blooded killer. Like AI was actually a football player coming up, and like
running back.
No, quarterback.
Quarterback, really?
Yeah, he was a quarterback. But AI, like he changed the culture in the NBA.
Yes.
And just the way he dressed, looked.
One of very few.
Yeah, and like all the players now have tattoos.
Dugged
out, but like I love his game. He's the reason why I wanted to work on my crossover. The way he like shook the shit out of MJ. He was nice. I remember when he shook like Andre Miller and I forget now from somebody from the Washington Wizards, but like AI was crossing up dudes.
Was it Gilbert?
No, not Gilbert. It was somebody else. But like I remember AI, probably the number one thing he was with Reebok and he had a commercial.
Yeah.
And then they showed all his injuries. Mm-hmm. And then AI just had heart, dude. He would play with all his injuries. I know people were like making fun of practice, but AI like had a signature move in the finals, stepping over Ty Lue.
Yeah.
And like, dude talk about carrying a team. He carried that team to the finals.
All the way to the finals. He's a miniature MJ. That's what people like to call him.
He had heart. AI is all about heart. And
these are the top 3 I'm talking about that didn't win a championship.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so AI is there.
AI is there.
Yeah.
He just walked his own path. Like, I know he had a lot of like money issues or stuff going on behind the scenes. Mm-hmm. But dude is beloved and like culturally impact with NBA. And I wanted to rock those arm sleeves. Yep. And the headband because of AI.
Too. Yeah.
Love AI.
I had this jersey too, the black 76ers one.
Yeah, that was a nice
Reeboks
color.
one. They're terrible now. The quality wise, but they're like that was my favorite shit to rock.
Iverson was great, man.
Yeah. I think he had like the top sell jerseys at the time.
Yeah.
2002, 2003.
He was popular.
Yeah. Shouts to AI.
Who's your third?
Okay, so third I put Curry. So Curry is, everyone knows who Curry is. He literally changed the game.
Yeah.
He's the reason why 3-point is so important to the game now. Everyone's a shooter now because of him. Admittedly, he changed it for,
better or worse
because players nowadays they don't focus on defense. They focus more on offense. Yeah. A lot of players don't like to be strong anymore. They kind of just rely on their shooting. So I don't know. It's a give and take with Curry, but he literally changed the game, and then he is Bay Area culture now. He gave us 3 championships. He is in back-to-back MVP again, just like Nash. So I think that was a coincidence too.
Yeah, and Nash was his like personal development coach too, assistant coach.
I just wished Curry was around when I was playing because I think my game would have been a lot different.
More spread out.
Yeah, but I think high school game would have been different if he was around too.
True.
Because when we were playing in high school, it's like it's old school basketball. It's a lot of passing. It's a lot of creating plays and shit. But Curry, like again, better or worse, he he made popular just to run and gun. So run and go to the 3-point line and shoot.
Babyface, assassin.
Yeah, he can be cocky at times, but he loves the game.
Yeah,
first and foremost, like he's fun to watch.
Yeah,
like I've only watched him 3 times in person, but every time it's just like it's undeniable his impact in the NBA.
He's exciting, man.
Like, he's fun.
Not having him in the playoffs last year hurt a lot.
It did. It hurt the NBA too. A lot of people didn't watch because he wasn't playing, and KD wasn't playing too. So
and he's selfless. He's really great with the community, kids. He has like picture perfect family. Like,
I know. That's another thing too.
But like Steph, he came from so many injuries. And like I love that he bounced back from like being like the joke of like having glass ankles,
right?
But like working on his body, like you see him, his body from college to now, significantly like looks stronger.
He bulked up. He strengthened his ankles, and then man, he's gonna go down as one of the few to stay with the franchise beginning to end too. I think. I don't think the Warriors will ever let him go.
Yeah, so. He's babyface assassin. All his nicknames. Curry's like right up there.
Yeah, he still has a lot of game left in him too. So that's my number 3.
My number 3, this might not be a lot of people's top 5 player, but for me, is Carmelo Anthony.
Yeah, you said that to me. I was a little confused too.
Yeah, so. I think it was kind of like a result of like loving AI too, because when Melo came in, Melo just won a championship with Syracuse, and he came in the same draft as LeBron. And everybody had the hype with LeBron coming out of high school. They were friends like while they were playing in high school. Came from Oak Hill.
Yeah, that draft was crazy. You had Wade. You had LeBron. You had Bosh too. Yeah, that's incredible. But
Melo's just like his name is perfect because he's a mellow dude. But I remember when he came to the league, I was playing NBA Live a lot, and he was on the cover, and I was trying to develop him on the Nuggets. I wish he went to Detroit. He probably would have won a championship with them. He probably would have been a better player. His career would have been better. But I love his jumper. He was with Jordan Brand.
Yeah.
I wanted the Carmelo 1.5, but I didn't get it. I got a different shoe. But Melo, like, ask any player during that time, like this era, like the hardest one they were guarding was Melo.
Yep, because his mid range is incredible too.
Yeah, like, but his strength.
Yep,
dude was like strong. A bully.
Yeah,
Kobe said Melo was hard.
Yeah,
KD said Melo was hard. Early on in Denver, Melo was like giving it to LeBron. He was like winning like Christmas matchups. I think just the way he looked too, with like the cornrows and the tattoos, and he had so much potential. He was a little bit lazy at times.
Yeah,
a lot of times
defensively.
But when you see him against Kobe in that playoff game, and he was taking it seriously, I was like, this is the Melo I wanted.
Yeah.
It doesn't hurt that his wife is Lala too, like big booty Lala with the big ass titties Lala. But I love Melo. I think I just love his style. Just smooth. He's a smooth player.
Yeah, I didn't appreciate Melo, but I always. When we watched the games, Melo was always a highlight because he would score so much.
Yeah,
like
buckets.
I think he was the top scorer for a lot of time.
Yeah. Scoring title. He got one. He got one scoring title.
Yeah. So Melo's. I never liked him because his game was basic, in my opinion.
Yeah.
Like it's a lot of ISO. It's a lot of but he can score whenever he wants. Like the way KD is scoring, Melo was scoring just like that.
Yeah.
Back then, it's just the fact that the organization he was in didn't really
organizations
didn't capitalize on him. Like when he had Iverson playing with him too, I thought he was actually gonna win a championship. That wasn't enough.
That was like my two favorite players on the same team.
So they just didn't go far. And Melo, he's playing still, but he's pretty much done. So he's gonna go down again as another player who didn't get a ring, but very well respected.
I give him props to wanting to bring up the Knicks, because like the Knicks are the laughing stock of the league, and he tried, and I can't knock him for that. Even though they traded him. So, but
it's kind of sad to see how he is now, because he's like a sixth man, or not even a sixth man. Like he didn't live up to his potential at all.
I wish he was like a true rival to LeBron.
Right.
If there was a West versus East, but they, like you said, organizations.
And he came up with all the dogs too. So you had the Lakers, prime Lakers. You had prime Spurs.
He had a hard time in the West.
So it was competition back then. So he didn't have the chance to do it. And by the time he did get to the Knicks, it got tougher because LeBron was there too. So
he was in Miami.
So he had the big three back then.
Tough luck, Melo. Still love you.
All right, my number 2, obvious, Kobe. Kobe, literally one of the first players I remember growing up to be like the it player. So he was my MJ. So I didn't get a chance to watch MJ growing up. So Kobe was everywhere. You know, make a shot in the trash can, it's Kobe. I watched the games. Every time I had NBA Live 2002, 2001, I always picked the Lakers because Kobe was there. Yeah. So number 8 Kobe. By the time he reached 24, that's when Kobe Black Mamba was born.
Yeah, so, complete player.
Yeah. So with Kobe though, I didn't realize the fact that I liked him so much was because MJ. Yeah. Like his game is based on MJ's. He's a better shooter, but the way he thinks, the way his mentality off the court too. Yeah. It's pretty much MJ. The way he speaks.
He's a savant.
Yeah, he took the game so seriously that I didn't even realize that he put all this work into his craft. Yeah. Like I have to appreciate it. And now that he passed away, it's like now we really see the greatness that he made himself out to be. He really is truly one of the greats. And he stayed with the franchise, like one of the best finale to a player ever, scoring 60. He won 5 championships. When we were in high school too, like that's when the game was getting kind of boring, honestly. To me, because the game was so slow with the Boston Celtics and
those finals.
Those finals. Like I wasn't really impressed, but when I look back at it now, it's like you have to appreciate what Kobe did for the game of basketball. It's like you're not gonna get another player like that, like who takes the game so seriously that he dedicated his entire life to it. Yeah, like he has controversies and all that, but it's just that when I see him in the old interviews about his kids too, it's like that's the kind of man you do want to be. Yeah, like I look up to him off the court as much as I do on the court. So there's not a lot that I can say that. It's maybe Curry, but yeah,
Kobe. He grew up in front of everybody's eyes and being a part of such a big franchise, and that's why Laker Nation is huge.
I forgot he was on Moesha.
Yeah, Moesha
and Sister. He was on there.
Kobe is rest in peace to Kobe. What was your favorite Kobe moment?
It would have to be the 60 point.
60 point.
I always rewatch it every now and then. Yeah. Just the love in his eyes from his family too. Like rest in peace to Gigi too. It's like the world will never see what he would have done post career. Like he had his 4 years off, but even during that time he was thinking of things to do. Yeah. Like he would have changed the game. He, like you said earlier, he would have been like a Will Chamberlain or Kareem. Like the way he followed, he would have been really deep into the NBA association, like doing things. Maybe coaching. He would have probably coached. Yeah.
And as a Kings fan, like Kobe always broke our hearts.
Warriors fans too.
Yeah, he always broke Warriors fans. But like Kobe, like I grew up like hating Kobe. I was just like, fuck, this guy's always killing us. And I was a Celtic fan too because of my dad. But as time went on, I just appreciate Kobe more and more and more. And by the time he retired, I'm like, damn. Yeah. I miss him. Like I miss that's why we got to give flowers to players now, like LeBron and like folks like Melo. Like they were part of your childhood. They were part of your upbringing, and they're part of the culture too. Yeah. So rest in peace to Kobe.
Yeah. Rest in peace. All right, you're number 2.
My number 2.
Since our number 1's the same.
Our number 2 is my number 2 is probably the player closest I would like always playing to in my mind of how I played the game was.
This is your Reggie Miller.
This is like Derrick Rose is like my number 2 favorite player of all time. Dude came into Chicago. Chicago was a team I grew up with because of my dad. And like D Rose was a Ferrari, like super fucking fast. He was strong.
Exciting to
watch.
Yeah,
he was exciting. He was strong as fuck. Yeah. Dude was dunking on everyone. He was dunking on Dragic. He was and he's a clutch shooter. Like he was developing his 3-pointer. Right. I love his attitude. He came from hard upbringing in Chicago. And he was a hometown kid, beloved. And when he won MVP, like that was a great story. He won MVP. I know everybody was saying like LeBron should have won it, but I was like, LeBron has 2 other superstars on his team. D Rose was like D Rose anchoring a team that was number 1 with like no other superstars. Yep. D Rose was on a come up. Like he was the first. He was the golden point guard in this golden age of point guard before he got hurt. And when he got hurt, that was heartbreaking to me. Like for everyone. Yeah. Then he like the whole hashtag of like the return. D Rose was trying his best to come back, and everyone doubted him. He hit a game winner in the playoffs. He was still trying to bring the Bulls to the playoffs. They traded him. He's been bouncing around the league, but he was still putting up big numbers, averaging 18 after all the injuries he had. He's like a T-Mac. He's like a Penny Hardaway. Like, you wanted to see what their career would have been if like they never got hurt so much. And he might not get a ring, but dude, like the way his mentality is now, he's just playing the game, love the game, not so much pressure. And I love D Rose. He's humble as fuck. He's humble as fuck. Yeah. I love D Rose. I wish he gets traded to a playoff contending team. But I love the fact that like he accepts where he is now. Like, he doesn't need to be that superstar anymore. But like, dude, it was fun to watch D Rose.
It was so fun, dude.
And I'll put a picture too. Like, I met D Rose too. D Rose is nice. Yeah. Dude, like, okay, so like story, like I was working at Vegas with Team USA, and then I wanted to meet D Rose at the practice, but I was too shy. I saw D Rose at a club. I was like too shy to talk to him, but he saw me, and then he told like these people he was talking to, I'll talk to you guys later. Yeah. He came up to me. He was like, "What's up, bro?" And I was like, "Oh, what's up, D Rose? You're my favorite player." Blah 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 blah. And I was like, "Can we take a picture?" And he's like, "Yeah." So we took a selfie. So yeah.
Starstruck moment.
Starstruck, man. It's crazy.
There's very few players I would want to actually interact with, but D Rose, like, you need players like that. Like, super humble at heart, humble on the court, humble everywhere. So I love D Rose. I always watch his highlights too every single time. And so it's always fun. Like how explosive he was to the basket. It's like, it's no wonder he suffered so many injuries, but it's like, when you have that talent, sometimes you just gotta go for it all the time. So I just wish he took better care of himself and had a coach that would tell him to kind of slow down his game before that stuff happened. But you know,
still writing his story. So shout out to D Rose. Yeah, that dude is nice.
Shot Towns, D Rose.
Okay, number one.
Number one.
Who's your favorite number one?
Obviously.
We talked about this a lot already.
We spent 3 episodes talking about this man. So MJ, of course,
number one player.
Jordan, the GOAT, the Black Cat, his royal airness. I mean, it goes without saying, MJ, he's the epitome of basketball. Yeah. He didn't necessarily change the game, but he perfected the game, in my opinion.
Master. God level.
He's the master of everything. Defense, offense, shooting, clutch moments, everything you want from a basketball player, MJ possesses it. Yeah. So when we were talking about the greatest of all time, LeBron's always in that discussion, especially now. I would put LeBron always top 3 of it, because I feel like LeBron could have played in any era with his physique even now. It's just the fact that there's so much talent in the NBA right now that it's kind of hard for him to, to really show. Okay. LeBron, I would put him, even though, like I said before, even if he won 7 championships, he still wouldn't be MJ because the fact that he needed more support than MJ needed, in my opinion. Because MJ needed only Scottie, and then just, everyone else could be like a role player. But LeBron needed someone on his level every single time to win a championship. And, it's kind of hard to forget that when you put him in discussions. Even Stephen A would say, like, he would never, ever, ever put LeBron in the same boat, but he would never put him over MJ because I think his legacy is kind of tarnished because of all the business decisions he's made. But as a player himself, he won the championships. I give him credit. He got it. He got 4, maybe 5. We'll see this season. But
MJ, I think, like, MJ is the standard. He is
the standard.
He said there's a reason why people call him like Tiger Woods, the Michael Jordan of his sport. Right. Serena Williams, like the Michael Jordan. The Gretzky's, like, he is the GOAT. MJ, we talked about him for 3 episodes, but Jumpman is right there, number 1 player for us.
And for the simple fact that MJ had to work his way up too. He didn't just come into the game. He came into the game like superstar already, but he had to build his way up to win championships. And once he got there, he stayed there. And that's something that LeBron still hasn't done yet. So if LeBron could win maybe a 3-peat, maybe I'll give him more credit, but we'll see.
But MJ, our favorite player of all time, easy. If you want to see more in depth of why we love MJ,
watch our Last
Dance video.
Did a whole 3-hour conversation for MJ and his shoes.
As we wrap up overtime, you want to just say your favorite teams growing up or of all time?
Sure. Yeah. That's easy. So obviously my favorite team is my hometown team, the Warriors. Which
year was your favorite year?
From the We Believe era onward. So a lot of people like to say they're bandwagon fans now.
Mm-hmm.
I still say that to some people because they really didn't watch the previous Warriors until they became playoff contenders. So I watched them when they still had Dunleavy. They had Troy Murphy. They had Richardson. Yeah,
Bobby Shura.
Like, holy shit, dude. The Monte Ellis era.
Yeah.
And then finally when Curry came up. So, you know, that's the only team I've watched from my childhood onward.
Which was your favorite year? Which favorite team year?
It's kind of a toss-up because I really love the BD era because the We Believe era is really special because I was so hyped.
Yeah,
I watched every single game that season because they're fighting for the playoffs and stuff like that. And they beat the first seed, which was the Mavericks, which was really like a heartbreaker for a lot of people.
Yeah.
So, but I think I would give it to the first championship year because it was just an exciting time.
2015, yeah.
And we never thought we would see that again.
Yeah.
And yet we had
you guys
two
got
more
fucking
after.
spoiled.
Yeah, we got spoiled.
You fucking Warriors fans.
Yeah, we're spoiled. So we deserve what we got last year.
Yeah, but I'm glad you said the 2015 one because like no one expected them to win, and that was a homegrown team.
Right, and they went against LeBron. So yeah.
With injuries.
I know.
I think my favorite team was kind of a reflection of the 2015 one. Like I think this team deserves more praise. 2001, 2002 Sacramento Kings. Like if you watch the Kings back in the day, like they were an unselfish team. They didn't have like big superstars, but they were like a small market team that was like unselfish. You had Peja, the 3-point sniper. You had C. Webb and Divock, who were like great passing bigs. You had Doug Christie, defensive player, and you got Mike Bibby. That's Jay Will's my favorite point guard, but Mike Bibby was like the reason why I wear number 10.
All right.
'Cause he hit big shots.
I forgot about Mike Bibby.
Mike Bibby looked like fucking Mini-Me in Austin Powers. Mike Bibby was nice, bro. He's so buff now,
rest
too.
Rest in peace to... I forgot.
Vern Troyer.
Yeah,
Vern Troyer. Rest in peace. But like Mike Bibby was nice.
Yeah.
We had a deep bench. Bobby Jackson. I'm forgetting. There was so many big men. In later years, we had Brad Miller. So this is why I'm a Kings fan. But yeah, that was like my favorite team growing up.
Yeah.
And I think that, like the way they play now with like so many assists, like that's what we were doing back in the day. Right. And we went against the fucking Lakers. Fuck you, Laker fans.
My God. So I would put for my number 2 because I watched them a little bit, but I love the story. It's the Detroit Pistons.
Me too.
04.
That was mine.
Yes.
We'll just talk about this.
So the Pistons. I remember my dad was telling me to watch them.
Yeah.
Because the teamwork in that. So that starting 5 or 6, it's like it's uncanny because none of them are superstars.
Yeah.
It really was like the bad boys. Like they had a lot of upcoming players. So you had Rasheed Wallace. You had
these were more like outcasts from other teams.
Yeah.
And that
the true underdogs of the league at that time. And so when I watched the championships and it was like it was a dogfight.
Dude.
Yeah.
They went to like 7 Eastern Conference Finals and like they were nice defensively.
Right.
These talk about physicality. Yep. These guys were
that's old school basketball. Like that was probably one of the last teams to like really grasp the old school play. So like physicality, like really emphasis on defense. It's like you don't see that anymore.
Starting lineup, like my favorite point guard, he would have made my top 5, but Chauncey Billups, big shot. Me Reeves. We used to call ourselves like Chauncey Billups, and then he would have been like Rip Hamilton. Yeah. So like Rip Hamilton is like Reggie Miller. Yeah.
And Rip Hamilton is like one of the only players I see wear a face mask all the time.
Yeah, and he didn't need it no more.
Yeah, I know.
But I was Chauncey Billups. Reeves was like Rip Hamilton. Shout out to Reeves. You watching this? And you had Tayshaun Prince, who was lanky as fuck.
I know.
Dude had that signature block on your favorite player, Reggie Miller. The Wallace brothers. Big Ben was fucking huge, bro. I wanted his jersey.
Yeah. You don't see a lot of Ben Wallace's nowadays.
Yeah, man.
My God.
Hall of Famer, Defensive Player of the Year consecutively.
Yep.
Other than Dwight, like.
And then I have to give credit to the Malice in the Palace. That was one of the most exciting things I've ever seen. Because I watched it live. And me and my dad were like,
I remember it.
Wow, I've never seen anything like this before.
I remember in middle school you had to watch it and you're just like, holy shit, did you see what happened yesterday?
And they played it throughout the whole like week that happened too. So you can never get away from it.
Detroit was nice, man. They They held down the East. I hated that they lost to the Spurs Game 7. It was like the boringest finals ever. But they took pride in making sure the other team only scored 70 points, 60 points.
Right.
Like everyone wants to score 130, 120, but like this is probably the last defensive team that like took that shit seriously.
Under 100 all the time.
Yeah, under 100. And that's if you say that nowadays, you're just like, what the fuck happened to them?
Yeah, and I have to give credit to teams. Even there's a lot of teams that like to win multiple championships. They get the praise and all that. But honestly, if you could win one quality championship, that's enough for any player in my opinion. Like Ben Wallace, that one championship is like 5 to him. So, and
then going against Shaq, like he was like the only person that time that could hold his own against Shaq, and he was like 4 inches shorter than Shaq.
And when I watched that first or whatever documentary that was, it's like it's an amazing story. Yeah. It's a once in a lifetime thing for them, but it goes a long way.
Yeah. Go Detroit basketball. Shout out to Detroit. Yeah. My other favorite team, I said it. MVP D Rose. That would have been my other top 3 team, but I think I'm gonna scratch that. My other favorite team growing up was the 08 Celtics. With the original Big Three. Like Kev's gonna appreciate this. Kev, if you're watching, I think we were just hyped in high school just to see like 3 of our favorite players growing up like team up before it was cool, like before the super teams happened.
Yeah, that was a big deal when that happened.
And like KG, anything is possible, and like they beat the Lakers. Like you had Ray Allen, Paul Pierce, upcoming Rondo. You had like I think Kendrick Perkins was there.
He was
Big
there.
Perk. Big Perk, and then the bench was hella deep. Eddie House, like they destroyed the Lakers.
And Doc Rivers' only championship.
Yeah, and that kind of like that put a stoppage on LeBron, and kind of forced LeBron to go Miami. And then when Miami happened, that forced KD to go to the Warriors. So nowadays you see all these super teams, and I think the Celtics is like the modern version of like the first ones to do it in this modern era.
Was that the lockdown year they won? I forgot.
No, it wasn't the lockdown year.
Okay.
The lockdown year is when LeBron won his first championship against OKC.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that's the year Derrick Rose got hurt.
I remember one of the championships was only 5 games. Is that the one I'm thinking of? No. They
stopped doing 5 games. What do you mean 5 games?
I could have sworn there was one championship where they only played up to 5, not 7. For some reason.
That was way back, man.
Damn, I'm thinking of something else.
They always play 7.
Okay.
Now.
Maybe I'm thinking of something else.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, that's
first round is always game like up to 5 before.
Yeah.
And then it's game 7s.
Okay.
Yeah.
They should probably go back to that now.
We'll see. Maybe COVID.
Okay. Well, it's good that you mentioned that because my last pick is the 2009-2010 Lakers.
Oh.
Okay. So, like I said, MJ was never around when I was consciously like aware of basketball. So Kobe, that was his prime. So that's like everything that Kobe worked for. He proved himself.
The one they beat Magic?
Celtics.
Oh, the one they repeat?
Yeah. So they redeemed themselves the next year. So when you had Pau Gasol, Melo World Peace, which is still, I think it was still around that test back then, right?
Melo World Peace by then.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then you had Lamar Odom, who...
who dealt with it a lot. Who dealt with it. You had Bynum too.
Yeah, Bynum.
Fucking hate this team. I remember this team so well.
This team was good. This team was really good.
Yeah,
but
nice.
Yeah,
watching
Kobe win his first championship without Shaq was like probably his.
Nah, dude, he beat Orlando first before Celtics. Orlando was his 4th championship.
My bad. So that's 2010 Lakers. Now I'm thinking.
Yeah, I'm forgetting the years now,
okay. What the fuck?
But I get, but sticking with that, he beat the Celtics.
Yeah, it's that core team. Yeah. So it was nice to see like an all-around team. Like, they're good all around. And championship teams. I was gonna put the Spurs there too. I didn't know which year I was gonna pick because I actually, when I look back at the highlights, like I have to appreciate Manu.
Oh yeah,
and Tony Parker. Like they're killing it.
Yeah.
And then Tim Duncan, which I still.
The fundamental.
The Mr. Fundamental.
Yeah.
I didn't realize like how many
accolades he has.
Yeah, he has
dude,
a
he's
lot.
Fucking greatest power forward ever.
The most boring player I've ever seen. But
he dresses like a fucking kindergartner.
But it's amazing. Like that team for the Spurs, like this is the reason why I don't like the Spurs though, is because I don't like their jerseys.
Black and silver.
Black and silver. So that's why I was when the Brooklyn chose those colors. I was like, the Spurs already have black. Why are you choosing black again? But yeah, anyway, Kobe in his prime
against the Celtics, Game 7.
He proved himself that he could carry a team on his own. I remember, shout out to my friend Viv Ho. She was a super fan of Kobe.
Oh yeah.
So yeah,
make a wish.
It made me appreciate him, and it accelerated him to like greatness, like up there with MJ. Yeah, especially when they went back to back. So yeah.
Damn you, Laker fans! You were spoiled as fuck.
Once again, R.I.P. to Kobe.
All right, so those are our favorite players, favorite teams. Do you recall your favorite NBA moments? Favorite NBA moments. It could be good or bad.
Okay, so I can only recall like a couple, so I'll let you go first.
So
they're all Warriors, by the way.
My like the moments I hated. So this will live in my mind forever. Is like when Robert Horry hit that game winner over us against the Kings, and then like Big Shot Bob. The score was 98-97. Kobe missed a shot. Shaq missed the shot. Divock fucking pushes the rebound to Robert Horry. Robert Horry hits a 3, and we fucking lose game 4, game 5, I forget. And like, fuck, that broke my heart as a kid. And I think that will always live in infamy in my mind of like, fucking hate the Lakers. I respect you, but damn, I'll never forget that moment. Like sports is heartbreaking, dude.
Is your top 3 going to compose a lot of Kings moments, or
it'll be mixed? It'll be mixed. Okay. I got a couple different.
Mine's
ones.
A lot of Warriors, so I apologize. Okay, so my first one has to be the BD dunk.
Oh,
We Believe era. Talk about one of the best in-game dunks I've ever seen live.
Oh my god!
Like I remember how loud my TV was too. Like when he did that.
Yeah,
it was amazing.
I think Jessica Alba was in the crowd.
Yeah. Over AK-47.
Fine ass.
I was like, holy shit!
God.
Yeah, it amazes me because like I didn't realize how short Baron Davis was. He's only like 6'3".
6'5". 6'5".
Is he 6'5"?
He's a big boy. He's a big boy. I think he's 6'5". I forget. I'll look it up again.
I'll look it up later. Yeah. Anyway, when he did that, it just brought that house down. And I remember Matt Barnes' face just like,
oh, 16, my fault.
6'3",
my bad.
Okay, yeah. When you have a person that short dunking over like a 6'9", that's crazy to me.
And on Donald Foyle was like, I was screaming at the TV. I was like, oh shit!
It was crazy. Like, and they killed that game too. They're up by like 20 already.
Yeah, so We Believe was a special time.
It was
you had
special.
A Stack. You had Al Harrington. You had Monte. Jay Rich, my favorite Warrior.
Yep.
Damn, that's a crazy moment.
It's a crazy moment. One of the best moments.
Oh shit! Damn, I don't know how to live up to that. Another favorite moment was probably. I'm forgetting. I'm sorry. You cut this part.
Okay.
Oh no. You want to go next? What's your other favorite moment?
Okay, mine's not a moment specifically, but it's a game. So I kind of forgot what season this was. I think it was 2016. So this is when KD was still on the Thunder.
Oh yeah.
So this is the Warriors versus the Thunder.
Yeah.
So Curry hit that half-court shot to win the game.
Oh, I don't remember. Yeah, which game is this?
It was like
7? Game 6?
No. It's not even playoff. It's regular season.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, but I remember watching.
Oh shit! I remember now.
You remember?
Yeah.
Okay, so they're wearing the black jerseys.
Yeah.
Okay. So that game.
Fuck.
Everyone says this is the moment where KD knew that he needed to go. So he saw how like. So that team, that 73-9 Warriors, I forgot, I should have put that in there too.
Yeah.
But that team was amazing. Like they went 24 straight.
Yeah.
Curry just solidified himself as a superstar. He was like probably the best player in the league at that time.
Mm-hmm.
But that game specifically was like back and forth. So Westbrook, KD, they tried their hardest to beat them, but Curry with that dagger.
Yeah.
And I can still remember, I hear what's his face's voice. Bang, bang.
Yeah.
What's his fucking name?
Mike Breen?
Is it Mike Breen?
I forget.
Okay, well, anyway. But I just remember because they went to overtime, too.
Yeah,
it was exciting.
Fuck, man.
Yeah.
I was so mad.
It's a great game.
Curry running across the court.
Yep.
And then C-walking on them.
Yeah.
Cocky ass, bro. He was cocky as hell. And I think partially think that's why everyone was so happy when they lost.
Yeah.
Because it's like Steph was like
he was feeling himself.
He was feeling himself too much.
Yeah.
And actually, that's my number 2 favorite moment.
Which
like,
one?
yeah, I worked for the Warriors like for a couple years, but before that, I was rooting against the Warriors. I was like, "Fuck y'all, man," because I was a Kings fan, a bittersweet Kings fan. My second favorite moment.
I think I know what you're gonna say.
When LeBron blocked the shit out of them, Iguodala, and then like Kyrie, that was the best finals. I give props to LeBron, like for winning against that. He considered himself the GOAT because of that. I'm like, I don't think so, but like the block on Curry, the shot by Kyrie, Kevin Love finally doing something, Curry fucking up with the behind the back pass, and like seeing Warriors fans just like this shit is horrible.
It was amazing. It's just an amazing series. I remember that too, because I got really disappointed when they acquired KD after that, because I feel like that Warriors team was enough to win. They just didn't they made a couple mistakes, which is why they lost. But that team was already good enough. But once KD came, it's like it's overkill. It's like you guys are cheating now.
It would have been better for that third matchup to be like a rubber match.
Yeah, it could have been a trilogy of a series. I wanted to see one more rematch. And then once we got to that 2017 when it was just like it was boring as fuck because they went 4-0. LeBron had no hope anymore.
And LeBron after the block and the 3-1 comeback. Cleveland, this is for you.
I was actually very proud of him, even though I wanted the Warriors to win. LeBron definitely, that's his one championship. I'll give him credit because he worked hard for that one.
But he stepped over Draymond.
I know.
Yeah, and controversial moment.
I know when Draymond got ejected for Game 5.
That was stupid. Like I don't think that calls for suspension. Like he was just LeBron's. Like if a dude steps over you with his nuts over you, like of course you're gonna get pissed.
Well, I remember that season. That's when Draymond he also solidified himself as the jackass. The nut kicker and the jackass of the league. Like he got like 15 technicals in the regular season. So every referee was like, okay, as soon as he does something, I'm gonna tee you up.
Oh, it was a culmination. So
that's why I still think they would have won.
Yeah. Oh, they should have won.
Yeah.
So. What would you say is your number one moment? Those are
number
like
one was BD.
BD.
Yeah, that was my second moment. So.
Okay, so
let me think.
Oh, that was my number 2. Number one moment.
Let me think. Because I'm trying to think of moments that I've watched.
Yeah.
So.
I'll say my number one moment. I may not have like watched it fully, but I remember D Rose on Halloween a couple nights ago hitting 50, and then like just again like my favorite player, and like the story of him coming up, and like he was bawling and crying. Like it may not have been the playoffs; it was regular season. Wolves were trash, but like again that adds to the story of like D Rose, the legend of like, dude, like that was really like the return, and you got to give this guy's beloved and. Yeah, I think that's just a special moment for me.
Yeah, for sure. Okay, I got my third.
Yeah.
Okay, sorry. This is all Warriors again. Okay, so Clay's 37 in a quarter. Yeah.
We were at a party.
That was. I didn't even realize what was going on. When
Yeah.
When I think about it, that fucking TV is exactly like Michael Scott's TV. Like how small that shit was.
That was small.
I was like, what the fuck?
We were at an Airbnb for our friend's birthday, and we were just watching it before the party started.
Yeah.
And Clay was going off.
I didn't even realize.
Was that first quarter?
Third quarter.
Third quarter?
So he scored 37 points in 10 minutes.
Yeah.
So it's not even a full quarter. He didn't start to score until the 10-minute mark. So it's technically 10 minutes, 37 points.
Yeah.
But I remember I always watched that video highlights because he literally scored 14 shots without missing. Like
6 dribbles only or some shit.
Yeah. No, that was a different game.
Oh, the 60-point game with
60-point game.
few dribbles.
But he like every shot, the Sacramento Kings were like stunned.
Yeah.
I remember DeMarcus was like, "Fuck,
I'm gonna join them in 2 years."
Crazy. Yeah, and this is their 73-9 season. So this is like their greatest season. But yeah, this solidified Curry as Thompson as like one of the best shooters of all time, in my opinion. Yeah, because I think the following year he broke the 3-point record too
against the Bulls.
Yeah, it was just amazing because like he literally didn't miss a shot, and those were like well contested shots every single time. And then even at the very end, he got fouled like at the 5-second mark, and he still made a shot after he got fouled. It didn't count, but it was like a 3-pointer. I was like, damn, dude, like
could have been a 40-point quarter.
And this is why every time he gets a mark on his forehead, people are gonna think he's gonna go off. He always does well when he gets injured in the forehead.
China Clay.
Yeah, Harry Potter Clay. Yeah, that marking.
Oh my god. Yeah. That wraps up our favorite moments, favorite player. Huh? My third? Oh, mine was the Derrick Rose Halloween night. I remember that because the timeline was blowing up, and I was like, "Damn, my boy's back! My boy's back!"
Shout out to D Rose.
But yeah, going to NBA season. Hopefully, more favorite moments. But you want to send it off?
Yeah.
I don't think we sent off the last video.
No, we did.
Oh, we did?
I did like an off one, but okay. So if you guys enjoy our content, follow our channel on YouTube, Top That Podcast. We're also on Instagram. We're on Spotify. Subscribe to our channel, like our videos, drop a comment down below.
From the top of the dome
to the back of the pack,
we are
the Top Bag Podcast.
Peace out.
Peace.